let's let's talk about art school. Um, a lot of you might be asking yourselves this question: what kind of art school should I go to? I don't know about you, but I had the worst advice ever given to me. Pretty much cost me a lot of money and effort and time. The most important thing you should remember is to never let anyone tell you what school you should go to. Even if they are your teachers, because most likely they'll base their suggestion on their own interests. Even by seeing the kind of work you do. When I was approaching the last days of community college, I went to my sculpture teacher and asked her, based on what type of work I do, what four-year college should I go to? See, she suggested either San Jose State or Santa Clara. I went to San Jose. When you're thinking about what art school to go to, do your research to see what they offer. If you absolutely feel you really have to go to a university, knowing what I know now, I wish I had done a lot more research. I was too lazy and afraid to do it. I think maybe that's why most people with I think that's why most people stick with their choice, because for me the fear was being the fear was being if I found out what type of artist I wanted to be, it wouldn't be as lucrative as I expected it to be. I did go visit California Art Institute in Valencia. Unfortunately, it didn't offer anything I was interested in. I wanted to be a special effects, practical effects artist, like making creatures and characters, but that place didn't offer any of that. It had sculpture classes, but it seemed like their idea of sculpture was that it was bound to the confines of a gallery. Know the difference between a gallery artist and a commercial artist. There's tons of terms and titles that make it all confusing for someone who is trying to find their direction. Your teachers won't know anything about what path you should choose. I found out the hard way and have a lot of regrets. I found some artists don't believe any schools would be able to take you where you want to go. If I had a choice to do it all over again, I would have went to Otis and studied toy design. It's not like I didn't learn anything from going to San Jose State University. I got to take my first figure modeling class, and I took a ton of drawing classes, figure painting, and even of computer animation and traditional animation. But my focus was sculpture, which was just much of a gallery art program as the Institute. I felt trapped and was very unhappy. I hated sitting through those critiques and lectures that did not apply to me. I had already taken so many classes and was so close to getting a degree that I couldn't see myself transferring and restarting all over again. The only thing that mattered was getting that degree, which didn't do much to help me getting ahead in life or succeeding. It doesn't even help with practical living. If you can't find work as an artist, what could you use an art degree for when applying for an office job? How does memorizing names of Italian Renaissance painters help you when you have to do your taxes? Absolutely nothing. You spend so much time learning about unimportant crap. You can't learn to function as a normal adult. I can only speak for myself on this. I can't say that will happen to everyone else, but when I had to do my taxes, I had to ask my cousin for help. And I couldn't even make it through training as a straight out of high school minimum wage call center. If you want to be a working artist, you better commit to it and know for sure it will help provide for yourself and your family. From what I understood, 4-year college art programs will only train you to be an art student and teach you how to teach. Most of what I know and wanted to retain was self-taught. For the most part, my academic year, I had to struggle, find excuses, and bullshit my way to create art that I wanted to create. I remember in one ceramic sculpture class in San Jose, I sculpted a Godzilla. It wasn't the greatest sculpture I made. There's not a lot you can do with ceramic clay. You don't have the same amount of control, and the time was limited. Some people liked it. A couple of foreign exchange students from Japan came by and took pictures of it. Then there was the critique day, and when it came time to talk about my Godzilla, one of the other students asked if it was a reflection of my inner child trying to give it content and make it out into something that had nothing to do with the reason why I made it. I made it because Godzilla rules, and I always wanted to make one. I'd done a lot of bullshitting through my critiques, and at that point, I couldn't lie about what kind of artist I was anymore, but still couldn't put a name to what kind of artist I wanted to be. I still didn't know the difference between a gallery artist and a commercial artist. Even though I had taken hundreds of art classes and spent so much time in college and was already approaching my late 20s. College was a very confusing time, and I didn't really give me the opportunities that I was hoping for. I can't blame those institutions for my mistakes. If you want to be a commercial artist, but still will settle for the closest available 4-year college just to have an education or a degree, I'd advise you to do it when you're young and get it done quickly as possible. It's understandable to want to stay home while going to college if you are already close to your family. Staying close to my family is very important to me. Also, art academies and private schools tend to be very expensive. I should have had my 4-year degree done by my early 20s, but school was never easy for me. I'm not sure if I could have done it that fast. I wanted to have a decent GPA, even though it took me even though I took as long as I did, I never made valedictorian or any other special accomplishments. So that's my rant on art school. I didn't know what else to put, but yeah, this is something I wanted to talk about. I did a lot of refinement to this torso, and I wanted to experiment with working with lighter fluid as a way to smooth out the surface. I did a practice test on one of the sides of her face, her left side, and it came out with pretty nice results. I was very happy about the way it came out. I wasn't expecting that, but I didn't want to work with lighter fluid because it's a chemical, and I don't really like working with chemicals. But with this stuff, with CX5, I couldn't see any way around it, and I could smooth out areas with the rakes and with the sanding sponge, like the larger areas, like on this torso. But when you sculpt, when you have tight detail like you do in the face, like you have the nose and the mouth and the eyes and the eyelids and whatever, it's all tight and close. So there's not much surface area for you to play with. So getting a piece of sandpaper was a little bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult without totally tearing up your detail. So I found that using a brush and some lighter fluid, it softened up the surface pretty well. I did it at the end of this video, so you'll see pretty soon what I'm talking about. Well, I did the second part of her face at the end. I didn't know what kind of results I was going to get, so that's why I did it off camera. So I wanted to reduce her back. She had a large, thick back, muscular, I probably could say, and this character's body there's not a lot of muscle. She's not bulky, like, at all. She's very slender, very petite. So I find that I had to reduce a lot. I might have to shorten her torso, I'm not sure. Have to like look at my references and look back and forth and see if I have to make any changes. I was gonna work on the arms, but I guess I ran out of time. Smoothing it out takes a constantly raking this thing. It's pretty neat to see how the transformation on the time lapse. It's pretty. I don't normally like to watch my own videos, but I normally watch. I mean, I don't like watching my own videos for entertainment normally. I usually watch other people's tutorials for entertainment, and I can just like it's pretty therapeutic. Like, you could say that about working on your own projects. I think a lot of people feel that when they work with clay or when they draw, it's like therapy. It's like they get into you can get into this zone where it's like meditation, and that's how it is while watching somebody sculpt too. Like, I enjoy watching other people create things, but watching my own videos is usually hard to watch. But ever since, I think, when I found my stride and I started using time lapse. I'm actually starting to enjoy watching my own stuff. I hope everybody else likes watching me sculpt. I was wondering earlier if other people think, if you, my viewers, or anybody who decides to watch my videos, if they like that I speed up my videos, or do you prefer normal speed? I prefer time lapse personally. I'm just curious about what other people think. Feel free to leave a comment. And I wanted to mention that I have well, I don't know what the policy. Can't remember what the policy is, but I have a donation button attached to all my videos now. So, I would appreciate the support, but you know, it's totally up to everybody. Oh, this is the part where I'm using the lighter fluid on the other side. It's smelly. It comes in a yellow bottle. I don't think it has any naphtha in it, but it still does the trick. I can still smell that lighter fluid in my nose right now. I didn't notice it before, but it doesn't. It's not a very nice smelling chemical. Well, looks like this is the end of the video. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.